Hey everybody, welcome. Welcome to Daily Reflections with Chris. My name's Chris. And what we do here, for those of you who are new to my channel or unfamiliar, my name's Chris, and what I do here is I share my experience, strength, and hope as it pertains to my recovery from alcoholism. And I use this book, it's called The Daily Reflections, for like a guide, pretty much like a guide. So I'm not just talking about whatever, whenever, that I'm actually talking about something. So let's get started. But before we get started, I just want to thank everybody who watched my video from yesterday. It got cut off. Part of me thinks like in the nick of time. The other part of me thinks like, well, it cut off because I ran out of storage, which is the truth. So I stayed up all night trying to figure out how to get storage in my phone. And wow, I think I can actually do a tech job now. I learned a lot. So here we go. And I'm not really like, those of you who know me know that I was the last person in my family to get a cell phone. I'm not tech savvy. I learn what I need to learn, to get jobs done. And if I can learn more, then I will. I believe more than ever now about living up to my potential. Do I do it? No, all the time? No, because, there's a lot more brain to use, a lot more energy, a lot more resources. But I do make an effort every day to live up to my potential, whatever that looks like. So we'll get started here. Today is March the 1st. So everybody, welcome to March. Yes, it is the first day of March. And for today's entry, it's titled, It Works. It works. It really does. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 88. When I got sober, I initially had faith only in the program of Alcoholics Anonymous. Desperation and fear kept me sober, and maybe a caring and or tough sponsor helped! ! Faith in a higher power came much later. This faith came slowly at first. After I began listening to others share at meetings about their experiences that I had never faced sober, but that they were facing with strength from a higher power. Out of their sharing came hope that I too would and could get a higher power. In time, I learned that a higher power, a faith that works under all conditions, is possible. Today, this faith, plus honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness to work the steps of the program, gives me the strength that I seek. It works. It really does. Golly. Where to start, right? So much said. Does the program work? Yeah, it does. It really does. So, beginning of March and March is the third month, right? So we're gonna start talking a lot about the third step. And, in February, we're talking a lot about step 2, which says, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore it to sanity. So that is just like the process, right? The reflection is, can I see in my life, can I see in my recovery where slowly but surely things are, I see back, right, in retrospect, that things were falling into place and there perhaps was a higher power there all this time. Or in my daily living, man, yesterday was hard, man. Oh my God. The morning was blah. Noon, this happened. At 5, this happened. And at midnight, man, I passed out. And then the next morning, it was like, whoa. Like something had happened that out of my control that totally feels like it's fixed because I'm not feeling the pain. I feel the peace. Maybe it was the prayers. Maybe it was the meetings. Maybe it was reaching out to somebody. Maybe it was making a video, maybe it was writing it down, doing an inventory, journaling, whatever. Something happened, right? Something happened. Something is happening. So I'm starting to believe I'm coming to believe that something's going to something can restore my sanity, a higher power, a God, whatever. Something is restoring my sanity because I feel sane today. I don't feel as crazy as I did yesterday or 24 hours ago or last week. So something is happening, right? So step 2 is about coming to that belief. And sometimes, I haven't really shared much about it, but there was some times where it's not that I worked the step, but the step worked me, right? That I, I'm taking a suggestion, I'm doing what is suggested of me, and before you know it, I feel sane. It's working me. I'm not working it. It's kind of like working me because my mind drives me crazy. And I could tell you a story about that. Man, I should have told you a story about that last month. So anyway, maybe I still will. But so that what step 2 was. Step 3 is about getting at all that information, right? Because I'm data oriented. I have the need to know, right? Especially when I first come in here, it's like, man, I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but let me check it out. Let me see the results first, and then I'll figure out if I want to do the work. That's how I was. I'm a little not that person anymore, right? First, I like to do the work. As many of y'all know, I'm a show off. So now that I've gathered all that data, right? Now it's time to make the step 3 says, made a decision to turn my will and my life over to the care of God as I understand him, right? That's very important. As I understand him, whatever your God is, right? Made a decision to turn my will and my life over to the care of God as I understand him. So with all the data that I've gathered, everything that I'm learning, everything that I know, am I able, ready, and willing to make the decision? Can I make the decision? Will I make the decision to turn all my life, everything, all of it, all my past, all my todays, and all my futures, everything, every mistake that I make, every goal that I had, everything to a higher power? Am I willing to turn it all over, right? And that's what step 3 is about. That's what step 3 is. So now we're going to start talking about step 3. They're talking about it works. It works. It really does. He's saying that, the writer here is saying that in time, I learned that a higher power of faith that works under all conditions is possible. Today, this faith plus the honesty is everywhere. I got to put that in. Open-mindedness and willingness to work the steps of the program gives me the serenity that I seek. It works. It really does. Folks, I am living proof that this stuff works. I mean, just a week ago, I was a madman. I was messed up about something that I'm not messed up about today. What did I do? I put my faith in it. I got honest, right? I got really honest about a lot of things, about every angle of it. My part, their part, what I said, what they said, what I did, what they did. How did they do it? How did I do it? Why did I do it? All this stuff, right? In the end, it's really all about what I do, but I had to talk about that to get to the deeper stuff. If those of you who remember my little Pez, it's like, yeah, so I had to, closed mouth friend, right? We don't go out and say this stuff just publicly, just to anybody or to probably not even our coworkers sometimes, right? Get that person that you really trust with all your information and tell of everything. And every time you lift that little Pez head and another candy sticks out, you say something. Yes, I'm mad. I'm mad because I did. Yes, they said this. Yes, they did this. And I feel like this. And I wanted to do this. And this is what I really did. And this is what really happened. And these are the consequences. And this sucks. And I feel hurt. And I feel ashamed. And I feel embarrassed. And I don't like it. And I don't want to feel this way no more. And when it comes to that, right there, right after that, what's after that? I don't want to feel this way no more. What happens after that is very important. Sorry, my dogs are barking. What happens after that is very important. I don't want to feel this way no more. Do I drink or do I do this thing? Do I drink or do I recover? Do I get high or do I recover? Do I run or do I recover? Do I say the hell with it? Or do I apply the steps? The application is very important for me. I cannot just sit in a meeting. I cannot just get on these videos and tell you what I've done and really not be doing anything in the background. Otherwise, I have nothing to talk about, right? I have to apply this program to my life. And how do I do that? I say, God, you know what? You can have it all. You can have my future. You can have my job. You can have everything. You can have everything, everything. I give it all to you. Everything. Do with it what you want. All of it, all of it, all of it. And he says, what about that shame you have? You're just giving me your future. You say all, but you're just giving me your future. What about the shame that's brought you? What about the stuff you did last week that brought you shame? What is it? Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. And I said, I'm trying, but I can't. It's hard. I want to do better. He said, you are doing better. I want to get good. You are getting good. I don't want to drink. You're not going to drink. Give it to me and you won't. You hold on to it. You might drink. God is not like people. Not the God that I know. Not the God that I understand today. He's not like people. He doesn't get he doesn't get my darkest my secrets and turn them against me. He doesn't, I don't tell him something. He says, oh, shut down. Never mind. We're going to pick somebody else. He's not like that. He doesn't say, Chris, that's too much for me. I can't handle it. I gotta go. He doesn't say that. He says, I'll take that too. I don't want just your good. I want your bad. I want all of it. And he said, as a matter of fact, let me decide what your bad is. I remember the day God said, Chris, I decide what your bad is. You don't decide for me. I was like, whoa. Okay. Please be my guest. Take it away. Take away the shame. Take away everything. Hell, give me amnesia. Give me that spiritual amnesia that God has. I want it too. I want to forget what people said. I want to forget what people did. I don't want to live my life holding on to all those grudges, holding on to all that resentment, holding on to that crap, man. I want to get free. How do I get free? I give it up. I do the third step. It's easy. It's easy. Do I make it hard? Yeah, I make it hard because I try to analyze everything. Folks, some of this stuff, it can't be analyzed. That's what faith is. It's just letting go without analyzing everything. Even analyzing knowing that you don't know, that being scared. Hey, I analyzed it and my results haven't been that great. But I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to try something new. I'm going to try something. I'm going for it. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's go. I have faith. I have faith. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do this. I'm going to go. I feel like, man, have you seen a football team? Especially in high school, right? Those people in high school, they had this club, right? That would, man, just spend their entire days and their entire week building a really nice, huge poster, like the size of a whole wall. I mean, they put their effort, their creativity, they painted it, they colored it, they put all our numbers. Sometimes they put our faces on there. They put our school and our mascot and everything. And they put like a nice little like, rah, rah, beat the Cowboys or something, right? Or let's go Indians. They do this big old poster that's like the size of, they put all their effort into it. So that on Friday night, I could run into there, and crash through it and make my entrance. That's what God is doing for us, for me, for us. He's building this, he's taking all his time and all his day, making a really pretty creative little post, a big poster, probably bigger than anybody can ever build. So that when we're ready to take that faith, we just, and we make our entrance to the world. Taking that third step, man, I have taken the third step with many people. So they don't gotta be my sponsee. They could be anybody. They could be somebody on the street who I can see struggling, and I'll pray with them the third step prayer. They don't know it. They don't know any better. It's one of the prayers. It's one of the only prayers that I know. I don't know any. I don't know the Hail Mary. I don't know any of that. All I know is the Serenity Prayer, the third step prayer, 7-step prayer, and the resentment prayer, of course. I know that one. It's very familiar. and the Our Father. Those are the prayers that they teach me in this program. With those 4 prayers, I get a long way. And the St. Francis of Assisi, I've learned after 20 years, I still don't know it. I'm going to learn it. I want to learn it because that's deep. That's going really, really deep, right? But for now, what I know, the prayers that I work are good enough for now. So I can do the 3rd step prayer with somebody or anybody, right? Man, I would love to do the third step prayer with you guys. If you see me on the street, if you know who I am, if you see me, say, Chris, I want to do the 3rd step prayer with you. Man, I would love to do the 3rd step prayer with you. I have my own way to do it. I'm not going to share that on these videos, but I have my own way to do it. It's the most powerful way that they taught me how to do it, and I do it too. Ooh, I get just nervous thinking about it. I hope you do ask me. So today, this faith that I've learned about, that I've come to learn about, that I've seen work in others, that I now believe that can work within me, plus all the honesty, every piece of honesty, every little dark spot that I don't want to share, that I share. Open-mindedness, being open to something, whatever, being open. I mean, if you're asking me, I'll tell you, if you're even thinking about asking me to do the 3rd step prayer with, right there, that's open-mindedness. You're open to it. You don't know what I got. You don't know what it's good, but you're open to it. It's like me, Father, I don't know what's on the other side of this 3rd prayer, but I'm open to it. Because everything I've done hasn't worked. Everything I've tried has turned out horrible. Father, I'm open to new. Blow my mind. Blow my mind, God. Blow my mind. Blow my mind today. Blow my mind in the next 5 minutes. Blow my mind in the next 20 minutes. God, blow my mind. And willingness, I'm willing. Let's go. Let's do this. First, I'm going to ask somebody. We do the 3rd step prayer. Second, I'm going to be open to whatever's on the other side. And third, I'm going to be willing. Willing to do whatever is after me on the other side. Do you know that one of the reasons that, the number one reason why people will not turn their life over to a God or a faith that works is because, or a higher power, it's because they're afraid of what's on the other side. They're afraid of not getting what they want. They're afraid of losing stuff they already have in truth. Because all these stories that they hear from the Bible, don't get me wrong, I read the Bible. All these stories that they've been hearing about the Bible. Well, God said sells everything. God told this guy sell everything. God said praise me no matter what. That God said take your son to the fire, kill him. Okay, God, yeah. That God asked those people. That don't mean God's gonna ask you. Okay, you don't know what God. I don't know what God is, and you know what? I've been surprised a lot of times that God has never asked me to do that. He's never asked me to sell everything. He's never asked me. He's asked me, give that guy $1. He's changed my heart about homeless people. He really has, just by doing what he's asked. God, sometimes God says, take that cart. Take the cart to the cart. You know, y'all heard this all the time about this thing about the shopping cart, right? Take it to the cart block. I'm like, okay. And he says, no, I don't want it. I don't want you to take it to the cart block. I want you to take it inside. I said, okay, well, let me put it here with the rest of the carts. No, I want you to take it all the way inside. Okay, let me take it to the greeter. He says, no, and I want you to give it to the next person that comes in. See, God has me to do little things like that all the time. And it says that when I'm trusted with the little, then he'll give me the much. He'll give me the more. He'll give me the rest of it, right? And I got to be open to this. God, I'm intentional about it. God, talk to me. Speak to me today. What is it you want me to do? What? Okay. And the more that I listen, the more that I become familiar with his voice. Ooh, that's a whole lesson right here, right? So the more that I become familiar and helping him with the little things, the more I listen to his voice. So when I hear the voice of like, oh man, go do this, I'll be like, whoa. God has never asked me to do anything that's going to hurt anybody. Anything out of love is not of God. Chris might get in the moment. Chris might get in that action. Chris might want some action, right? When he's over there saying things he shouldn't be saying to people he shouldn't be saying them to. You know what I mean? That's why we got sponsors, people. That's why we got closed mouth friends. That's why we got people we can vent to, right? So that people like me, is not over here talking smack. I don't know. But you know what? I ain't God either. Maybe I needed to do that. I don't know. I'm not God. Thank God I'm not God. That's a big task, right? So he says, I want all your good and all your bad. Okay, here's my bad. And he gets to decide what's good and what's bad. Did I feel shame of what I did? Yeah. Am I a better person because I did it? Hell yeah. Did I mess up our relationship? I hope not. But even if I did, I get to make it right if I want. Hey, maybe we all learn something here. I don't know. I'm not God, right? So step 3 is like, Chris, are you done being God? Would you allow me to be God? I mean, you've already seen how I've worked in the lives of others. I'm working in your life. Please tell me that you can't see what I'm doing here. He was not begging me. He's asking me. God is a gentleman. My God is my gentleman. I can't remember the time that, I've done the steps once and it feels good. In the beginning, when you first get here, all the change, feels good. Feels good. I haven't drank. I feel good. I'm smelling good. I'm taking a bath. I'm learning how to make relationships. People change more in the first year of their sobriety. Like the progress is more evident in the first year than it is in the rest of the years. This is where we get into a lot of trouble. Old timers, 5 years sober, 4 years sober, and you say, man, I don't feel it. I don't feel it. I don't feel it. I'm doing the same things, but it doesn't feel like the first time. Yeah, because when the first time you never felt like that before. It was powerful. It was good. That's what needed to happen. But now you're maturing, so the growth is there whether you see it or not. Your friends will tell you, your family will tell you. You'll start to handle situations that you weren't able to handle before, right? This is the kind of growth that as we mature in the program, we're going to start to feel, see, and do. So if you're like, you're becoming older and you're feeling like, man, not much is going on, hey, either grow your God or just stick to it. It's coming, right? Life always happens. Like, don't give up. It's not over. It's never over. It's not over till God says it's over, and that's when you croak or die, right? Okay, so what was I saying? Okay, so I went back out, wasn't convinced. I still thought that, actually at that time, I got away from the program real far. And I stopped doing the things at work. I got into, I'm not blaming the relationship, but it's what happened. I got into relationships, spent a lot more time on that than on anything else. Put my sobriety way at the end. Like you're talking about number 20 on the list, which I never got to, right? I got nervous and I got crazy and I didn't have this book to read. I didn't have you guys to spend my time with, and I drank. I was out there for a week. I drank every day for a week, and it was horrible. I had to come and tell my partner that I'd been drinking for a week, and it didn't end well. It was really bad. And even though I decided at that time, after I told her that I wasn't going to do it anymore, I still didn't go to any kind of program. I tried to do this I tried to do my life without a program. So for the next 3 years was horrible, miserable, worst time. And both of our relationships, I'm so... I made amends to her, but I'm so glad that we broke up because we were just hurting each other. Oh my God, everything that I thought I wasn't going to go through with this person, I did. Lack of perspective, lack of honesty, lack of willingness, lack of open-mindedness, lack of a higher power, all that had a lot to do with that, right? So I remember one night I was in my home, a huge home, 3-bedroom home, all to myself. I don't know. I do stuff like that, right? And just feeling like I wanted to die, like I wanted to be dead, and I felt, and I prayed I cried myself to sleep that night, praying and just saying, God, if I don't wake up tomorrow, I'll be totally fine. Like, just let me die in my sleep, because I just can't take this lonely lifestyle anymore. It hurts and it sucks, and I don't want it. And I remember crying myself to sleep that night. And I woke up in the morning and I was on the floor, and a lot more happened that night, right? I had a spiritual experience. I felt like, I hate to get graphic, but I've never told this story. I've never told this story as graphic as I'm gonna tell you right now. I felt like a snake crawling on the floor. I felt like a snake was in my body. And I remember that night thinking, if I die right now, I'll be totally fine. If I don't wake up tomorrow, I'm okay with it. And I remember slowly, I was like, what's wrong with me? what's wrong with me? I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop. And I said, just take me. Just cut my head off. Let's go. And I cried and I prayed and I fell asleep. And I remember waking up the next morning and be like, what? Look at my body getting off the floor. I was still in my uniform. I was like, I said, if I'm gonna make it, I gotta go back to AA. I gotta go back to that room. I got up, I took a shower, I got dressed. It was Sunday morning. I remember I went over there to the Golia. Like, I don't even remember if I had gas. I don't remember if I had money. I don't even know what car I was driving. I just went. I just go. I made it to the Goliath group. And I remember being in there thinking like, this is it. I got there early. And, I remembered that on Sundays they make tacos there. If you're ever in San Antonio and it's Sunday morning, look up the Goliath group. At about 9:30, about 9 o'clock, they start making tacos. They sell them for $1. And at 10, they have a really good meeting. And I remembered that of all things, that's what I remembered. And I get there and they're like, hey, can we help you? And I was like, hey, yeah, my name's Chris. And I came to I'm the volunteer to make tacos. And they're like, oh my God, thank God. Oh man, they told us they were going to send somebody, but we weren't sure because nobody had come up. Thank God. See what's happening here? Okay, and I said, okay. So then they gave me the stuff and I started making tacos. And for the next 2 or 3 months, I started making tacos every single morning and selling them for $1, right? It's not for me, it's for the club. It's just kind of to provide food, right? And the $1 is just like a pitch-in. So I started making tacos. I started having variety. I started having the best tortillas. I started seeking all this stuff out. And I'm like, oh my God, you're the greatest taco maker. La, 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 la. So that was fun. And so already something was happening to me, right? There was that big drastic change. And do you know that 12 years later, I still relapsed? I got up to 12 years sober and I relapsed. Why, folks? Because I wasn't getting honest. I wasn't being willing to do the work and to not really elongate this video too much. I just want to tell you, after 12 years sober, if you're feeling crazy, if you're feeling dull, if you're feeling boring, if you're feeling like, what's the point? Get your ass to a meeting. Look me up. Find me. Find somebody who's going to tell you, come over here. I need you. Even if it's just to move a piece of furniture. Even if it's just to make a taco. Or maybe if you want to go drink, then go drink. But if you don't, do something different. Stop feeling sorry. Even if you are feel sorry for yourself all the way to somewhere and help somebody. Feel sorry for yourself all the way to pick up the phone and call your sponsor. Feel sorry for yourself all the way to make tacos. Feel sorry for yourself all the way to your next adventure. If you're going to feel sorry go, fine, do it. But do it all the way till you get to where you're going. Help yourself. Cry out to God. Feel sorry for yourself all the way to the church if you need to. Feel sorry for yourself all the way to dropping down on your knees, sticking your face into the mattress and asking God, I'm not going to move here till I feel different. I don't know how you're going to do it, but you're going to fix this. Those are the kind of prayers that save my life. That's the kind of honesty that saves my life today, folks. Once again, in that relapse, after 12 years, I relapsed. For 2 weeks, I'd come in a room, pick up a Desire chip, go on drink that night. Pick up a Desire chip, go on drink. Pick up a Desire chip, go on drink. Pick up a Desire chip, go on drink. Folks, I get it. It feels good to have people cheering for you. It feels good to have people saying, oh, Chris gonna be okay. Oh man, I'm so glad you're back. That feels good. But it can only take you so far, people. Because guess what? Even with all that, going to different meetings, picking up a Desire chip, feeling like I'm a whole bag of chips, to only go drink again, because the truth is I don't. I feel like crap. lying. Everything opposite. No faith, dishonesty, closed-minded, and an unwillingness to work the steps. Once again, found myself crying out to God. Father, I totally get why people kill themselves. I had already asked God twice, God, if this ain't for me, then let me die in my sleep. It didn't happen. The only solution I saw after that was to kill myself. If you're not going to do it, I guess I'm going to have to do it. Laying in my bed with my arms like this and saying, I totally get why people just kill themselves. And then I remember just thinking, I didn't get to a meeting. I felt something just go and say, I didn't get to a meeting. And I went my ass back to a meeting. And I said, okay, here I am, internally, me and God. Here I am. I'm going to do these 12 steps. I'm going to do these 12 even when I don't want to do these 12 steps. I'm going to do these 12 steps even when I don't think I have anything else to put on my 4th step. I'm going to do my 4th step. Even when I don't know, even if I don't believe, I'm going to believe. Even if I don't want to pray, I'm going to pray. Even if I don't want to write, I'm going to write. Even if I want to keep some stuff in the 5th, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you. And in 6, I'm going to get as honest as I can about all these defects that have been driving me crazy all my life. And on 7, I'm going to ask you with all my heart, even when I don't think I have a heart, even when I don't have any more to ask for. I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to ask, and I'm going to ask. And I'm going to 8, I'm going to make that list. Even when I don't think I've hurt anybody, that I'm only hurting myself, right? I'm going to make that list. And even after that, I'm going to make another list. And I'm going to keep adding people. I'm going to put HEB. I'm going to put blah, blah, blah. I'm going to put this person. I'm going to put this person. If I don't think I owe them, I'm going to put a person. I'm going to keep making that list, right? On step 8 and on step 9, it says I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do whatever it takes. Even if I don't want to do what it takes, I'm going to figure out why I don't want to do what it takes. Why I don't want to make amends to other people. When I don't want to right the wrongs, I'm going to get honest about that. And I'm going to do it even when I don't want to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it scared. And I'm on 10, I'm going to write everything good and bad about me, man. And you know what? If it works, I'm going to do more good things about me than bad things. Because I'm on step 10 now, man. I've been through a lot. I made a lot of wrongs. I made them right now. Man, I deserve something, even if it's just for myself. Good job, Chris. You're a fucking awesome dude, man. I can't believe you just did that. You're fucking awesome. And on 11, I'm going to pray and I'm going to meditate. If I don't know how to meditate, I'm going to learn how to meditate. And I'm going to go out there. I'm going to do it even when I don't want to do it. And then 12, I'm going to carry the message. Even if that's the last thing I do at night, I'm going to carry this message. I'm going to carry it so hard. I'm going to carry it for them. I'm going to carry it with them. And I'm going to watch them carry it themselves. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. And if at the end of all that, I still want to drink, I'm going to say, okay, I gave it everything I have. Alcoholics Anonymous doesn't work. Recovery doesn't work. 12-step programs don't work. And I'm going to go out and drink again. It works, folks. It really does. Here I am, five plus sober, and it doesn't feel like again. It feels like for the first time, because even though I had been sober, though I had been without a drink, I had never worked these steps. I only thought I worked the steps. I only thought I had faith. I only thought I had enough honesty. I only thought I had willingness. I only thought I had told them everything in my 5th step. I only thought I had wrote. I only thought. And this last time when I gave it everything I have, it became evident. Chris, you needed to go there. You took the shallow off. Now you're in the deep. Let's go. Where the real work is done. I like to do this visual and I don't know, maybe I still need to work on it, but here it goes. The big book tells me that deep down within every man is this idea of God, right? That we all have it within us. People say it's in you. It's in you. The same power. It's in you. It's in you. But where is it? It's deep down. And deep down, I'm going to stand up for this. Deep down to me is like right here. This is where he is. And if I want this program to work, this is where I got to go. I got to go right there in the gut where it hurts. That's where I gotta go. That's where I gotta go and fish out all this stuff that's causing me chaos, all this stuff that's giving me unrest, all this stuff that's keeping me up, and all this stuff, spit it out, Chris. Because after I'm done blaming everybody, and after I'm done, what do they say? All these justifying my stupidity because I was born this way, because that's the way I was taught, because that's when I get to the deep. Right? It says, what? When I said no, they kept doing what they were doing. No matter how much I fought it off, they kept doing what they were doing to me. And I had no defense. And where the heck were you? That's the deep. When I called out for you starving alone, where the heck were you? When I asked that they wouldn't die and they died, where the heck were you? That's where the deep is. That's where it is, right there. And that's where this program gets us to, folks. If you can get there and come back out alive, as if I know that you will, that you can, that you are able, because I've been able to, and a lot of people before me have been able to do it too. When you get there and you come out, trust me, ain't nobody gonna be able to tell you nothing. Nobody. 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 Ain't nobody ever gonna be able to put you down or make you feel like anything at any time. And if they do, they might just get this deep. They might even hit your heart. But if it hits there, guess what? There's help. Let's get it out. Let's talk about it. Let's not let it fester in there. Because once it festers, guess what? It starts going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And if it needs to go deep so that God can get to you, then it will. But if it doesn't, let's not go there. Let's save your life. Let's save our lives. You're not alone. I'm here with you. And trust me, if you go somewhere, look anywhere in your neighborhood, there's so many meetings. I bet you if you just look, you can Google it now. You don't need a phone book like in my days. Though I remember going to the phone book. I don't know why it was suggested we read the phone book. So I was reading the phone book. And there it is. Alcoholics Anonymous. Way before I came into Alcoholics Anonymous. Bill used the phone book to look up churches. Yeah. Before there was Alcoholics Anonymous, they had the clergy. And they're the churches in your neighborhood. There wasn't Alcoholics no more. Before it didn't exist before Bill. Bill's the co-founder, and Bob. So, thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bob, that you put that entry in the phone book, A of Alcoholics Anonymous. It's also in an encyclopedia. If you want to look it up, you can find about it there. And now, for your convenience, it's on Google, Firefox, whatever, the World Wide Web. Look it up. Alcoholics Anonymous near me. AA meetings near me. 12-step recovery programs for me. How do I know? How do I know if I'm an alcoholic? Look it up. They'll test you. They'll ask you probably about 12 simple questions. Figure it out for yourself. I don't gotta tell you. You don't even have to tell me. It could be your own. It is, as a matter of fact, it is your own personal journey, as it is mine. Folks, I better let you go because I gotta drive an hour to work, and if I don't be careful, I'm gonna be late, and I don't want to be late. Okay, just because stellar worker, not stellar worker, everybody's required to show up on time. Okay, well, I love you so much. Thank you for listening. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.